Conquista el dia, conquer the day. What's going on, everyone? I'm Skip Jones. A little bit about myself. I was born and raised here in Georgia, raised in a small town called Washington County. Single mother of 5. It's my older sister, then it's me, my 2 brothers, and then my baby sister. When I was very young, I was pretty much determining for my life that I didn't want to grow up the way that we were being raised, right? Where we had a single mom who was living from paycheck to paycheck, EBT. It is what it was, right? So I made a very conscientious decision at a very young age that I was not going to be like that. So I thought the best thing for me was to go off to the military. Lo and behold, my mom signed the paperwork and I thought that I signed up for active duty, but apparently I did not. I got recruited into the reserves. So I found myself being back in the small town of Washington County. Sheesh. So the next thing I decided to do then was to go off to college. I was like, well, let me go give this college thing a shot. Everybody talks about college. Why not? Let me go. So I went to Georgia Military College where I received my associates there. Then I went to Mercer University where I received my bachelor's there and also commissioned in the Georgia Army National Guard as a 2nd lieutenant. Just fast forwarding about my life, right? Basically in 2018, December 2018, I was the 1st lieutenant at the time. I had deployed to Afghanistan. Yes, seeing combat, people shooting at me shooting at people. Hey, it is what it is. But while I was over there, I was pretty much determined that I was going to come back to Georgia and I was going to start my own physical fitness business simply because I was in the best shape of my life during that time. You know what I mean? You have to be, right? So I moved to Atlanta, Georgia, where I started studying up for my personal training certifications. And lo and behold, I didn't finish that route, right? And here's why. Because my battle buddy at the time, who was sitting right next to me, he came up and he's like, hey, man, I got some people that's about to do a presentation. You mind if we sit at this end of the table? I said, yeah, no problem, dude. There's more than enough table for all of us. You know, you guys can sit on that end of the table. He didn't tell me there was going to be nice Latina women. You know what I'm saying? So they were sitting over there talking business, of course. And so now at this point, I'm just ear hustling the conversation, right? And it wasn't until the young lady had said, yeah, my coach made 6 figures in 7 months. I said, hola, ¿cómo estás? Me llamo Skip. You know, my high school level Spanish, you feel me? And she's trying to speak more Spanish. And I was like, no, that's all I got. But I said, who is your coach? I said, I would love to meet your coach. She said, yeah, my coach at the time was the regional vice president, Belda Rubio. I said, I would love to meet Miss Belda Rubio. So just fast forwarding, went to the office, met Miss Belda Rubio, and sure enough, I guess she must have called her at the time because as soon as I walked through the door, she showed me the certificate of $106,235 from January of 2018 to August of 2018. She had made 6 figures within this company. I said, show me what you do, right? Am I saying that that's what your success story is going to be? No, I am not. Because not everybody is like a Belda Rubio. Not everybody is like a Skip Jones. You are you, and you are uniquely you for a particular reason, right? My little success story is when I first came into this business. After she showed me that, I made my first 10,000 within a month and a half, right? I challenge you, do better. You want better, do better, right? And so that leads us now into why you are here. So we're taught from childhood, do well in school, go to college, get a good job, and work for a good company. What's wrong with this system? If you think about it, following this model has always been something that was taught to us by our parents, their parents, their parents' parents. Generational knowledge of this is how you become successful in life. The problem with this is that you have to work 30 to 40, possibly even 50 years before you're able to draw retirement. And then you basically live your life at that point. You're 60, 70, almost 80 years old at this point. Why aren't you showing me how to have money in the beginning of my years, in my 20s, in my 30s, in my early 40s? Show me how to make money in those years so that way I can actually enjoy it, right? And so that is a systematic thought process that we definitely fight against. And have you ever heard of the company Primerica before? If not, great. Let me pour the new wine in your wine glass, right? So we're the largest independent financial servicing marketing organization in North America. We've been in business since February 10th, 1977, founded by a man named Art Williams. Our motto is what you see in the top right corner, is that we help families become properly protected, debt-free, and financially independent. Okay? Now, if you look us up on the stock market, right, you will see that we initially launched our IPO back in 2010. We were at $15 per share. Over time, as of October 26th of 2022, we are at $138 per share. Now, I'll share that with you just to say, hey, people are still invested in our company. People are still, the company is still growing, right? And it just shows you the validity of the company, right? And so we're named one of America's 50 most trustworthy financial companies. By Business Investors of 2022, we're named the #1 insurance company and the #3 most trusted financial company. Just a few accolades just to kind of prove to you how great our company is, right? So when you look at this next slide, I want you to think of Primerica as a distribution center. If your television broke, right, and you had to go and purchase a brand new one, you would probably go into Walmart or Best Buy, somewhere along those lines. What happens is, it was when you walk in there, you'll see Vizio, Samsung, all these different name brand televisions, but you never see a Walmart television. Why? The reason why you don't see it is because Walmart is not in the business of producing televisions. They're in the business of distributing services. So when you think of Primerica, think of just that. We distribute all things financial, from 401k plans to annuities, right? To mutual funds. The cool things about mutual funds is that as an agent who's studying to become a broker, you can open up an account with one of our partners for as low as $25. Outside of us, you'll probably meet somebody in uniform if you don't have $250,000 ready to invest with them when you walk through that door. So just think about that. The benefits of being an agent with us, opening up an account for $25 versus $250,000. Come on, man. Not every average American has $250,000 ready to invest. We have legal protection for as low as $25. Again, if you're trying to own your own business, you need a lawyer to review your documents and stuff like that. As an agent with Primerica who's studying to become a broker, what happens is you can just pay them $25, look over the paperwork, boom, documents are signed, everything's good. Quicken Loans. We refer people over to Quicken Loans. We get paid off the referral. We don't have to sit there and write the whole mortgage home loan itself because boom, referrals, man, we get paid. Okay? So you're talking about multiple streams of income with just one source, which is Primerica. And then at the top that you see is life insurance. We're a term now insurance company. Buy term and invest the rest. Buy term and invest the rest. And what I mean by that is simply this. In the earlier years, you need high coverage. You got mortgage, you got rent, car note, insurance, kids running all around the house, right? So you need high coverage just in case something happens to you, because a loss of income will be devastating to the family. And that's what life insurance is. It protects the income once someone passes away, because 85% of the widows have to leave their home within the same year once their significant other passes away. I'm gonna say that again. 85% of widows are displaced, having to pick up and leave their homes that they spent so much time building with their significant other once that significant other passes away, because now they didn't have anything coming in to protect their stability of living. That's what life insurance is for, to protect the orphans and the widows, right? So we strongly believe in that product, hence that's why we're #1, over 130,000 different agents, right? There are 4 licenses that you will get with us. That's your life insurance license, your Series 6, your Series 63, and your Series 26. Now, I'm gonna show you on the next slide why it's important to have those investment licenses, right? We're just gonna use a simple calculation called the Rule of 72. My question to you is, do you have a savings account? If the answer is yes, cool. If the answer is no, also cool. If yes, did you know that your savings account is called an interest-bearing account? If you don't know what that means, that just simply means that your savings account is accumulating interest, which the banks are paying you for. So if you called over there like, hey, yo, this is Mr. Client, I wanna know what's my interest charge on my savings account, they'll say, yeah, Mr. Client, your interest rate that we're giving you is 0.02%, something super, super low, right? So then what happens is this. Instead of putting your money inside of the bank and the savings that is essentially doing nothing for you, let's say they gave you a full 1% at the bank. They gave you a full 1%. And what the rule of 72 says is this. If you take that 1%, you divide it into 72, that tells you how many years it's going to take your money to double. So you got $200 inside of your savings account, right? One goes into 72 times. So by time 200 turns into 400, 72 years has passed. By time $400 turns into $800, another 72 years has passed. That's 144 years old. Nobody's living to see that age, right? So what we say is, put your money inside of an investment. Let's say the investment company offers you 3%. 3 goes into 72, 24 times. So every 24 years, now your money doubles. Cool, bada bing, bada bang. You say, 3% is not a lot. At age 48, that's $8,000, but it's a whole lot more money than if you invested it inside of a bank, right? So let's say they offered you 6%. 6 goes into 72, 12 times. So every 12 years, now your money doubles. In 48 years, you have $32,000 as opposed to $8,000 at 3%. Take a wild guess, my friend. If they offered you 12%, you put $2,000 in, 12 goes into 72 6 times. So in 48 years, how much money do you think you would have? Listen, when I saw this, I said, I have to learn more. I have to learn more because what I don't know can hurt me, right? What I don't know can hurt me. That's just like you driving in the 35 mile per hour school zone. You didn't know it was 35 miles. You're doing 70. Guess what's about to happen? Somebody's about to get a nice fat ticket, right? So it's the same principles. When you don't understand the principles of how money works, how are you supposed to do better? Now that you're getting this knowledge, you can do better. So what we're offering to you, man, you're not obligated to do anything. However, I would love to have you a part of the team. Be a part of the team of agents who are studying up to become brokers in this business. And how we do that is we can work around your schedule. We can do this very part-time. Of course, I would love full-timers. I'm very full-time myself, but we can do this very part-time because there's thousands of people who are making part-time income here, right? Let's work around your schedule. You be the coach of how fast and or how slow you want to grow in this business, whether that's from knowledge, whether that's from building the business, whatever, right? I'm just here as a guide to help you get to the next level within this company and make it seem seamless. Very low cost to get started, which I'll explain to you in the next 2 slides over. And what happens is we work by a referral system. So the same person that invited you to this call is the same thing that I will be doing for you inside your business. I'll be going to the appointments, helping you grow as an individual. As you're taking notes, I'm running the appointments for you until you're comfortable with running those appointments and then explaining how our business works. Because there are a lot of people out here who do Primerica, but not everybody is doing Primerica the right way, right? And so we believe in building brokers because brokers get paid to build brokers. And that is the correct way in doing Primerica. And we'll use this as an example, right? So let's say if you wanted to go into real estate is cool, boom. You go work for a real estate broker. This broker's taking his time, teaching you everything that you need to know, grooming you into the agent that you're supposed to be to close and sell on houses. And you feel like, yes, you're living on top of the world. But then something happens and you're like, man, I am sick of working for this broker, right? So you up and leave. Now that broker no longer has any overhead. He no longer receives any commission off of your sales because you bounced, you left, you split the contract, right? And you were like, oh, that's a great thing because he doesn't receive anything, right? But think about it from the broker, the owner himself's standpoint. If I spent this much time with you, growing you, developing you, showing you all the tricks of the trades, right? How hurtful is that going to be when somebody actually leaves? Here in our business model, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter where you go. Because what happens is the person that invited you to this call, or if I personally invite you to this call, I'm going to spend the time to invest in you, to grow you, to get you to the level in which you need to be successful in this business, a regional vice president within this company, so that way you can own it and do what it is that you want to do with your business. And you can go in all 50 states, Canada and Puerto Rico included. And guess what? The blessings of production will still come to thine direct deposit. Does that make sense? I'll tell you a quick story. One individual, we were at a school, right, had talked about how he built a regional vice president in this business. That regional vice president produced over 100,000 in 1 month, right? And because this guy promoted this dude to regional vice president, he received a $30,000 bonus check. Not naming names, but what I am saying is there is a system in place to be able to benefit from all of your hard work and efforts when you're giving and pouring into somebody, right? So think about that. And so here is a system that works. We have Mr. Andy Young on the far left that you see on the screen. That's his daughter in the middle, Amy McKeever, and that's his son-in-law, Rob McKeever. Andy has been doing this business for a long time. By the time he was 29 years old, he was already over $1 million earner within this company. Here's just some of the proven track records that you see on the screen: 8 $1 million earners, 12 $500,000 earners, 30 $250,000 earners, 150 $100,000 earners, 200 plus offices all around the U.S., thousands of people making exciting part-time income. I'm telling you, jump on the wagon. Do not get left behind. And so the bottom line is, all of this you can do outside of Primerica. You could do this without us. That's great. Kudos to you. That's going to cost you well over $1,000. And you won't even have the overhead of coaching somebody that's going to be there to help you and guide you and show you like, hey, this is what I did. You might want to stay away from it, right? That'll be you doing things on your own. Over $1,000 just to also go through the struggles that other people have already been through, but you're on your own. Over here, we want you to come in as an independent business owner, right? You fill out the independent business application. Only $99. One-time fee of $99, right? You will get that back and then some. Because what happens, right? Once you sign into your app, you're gonna get $50 accredited back to you. Yeah, I said 50, so he was like, oh, I'm not paying 50? The only other thing that you have to pay is for the app. It's $25 for the app, right? That app keeps you off the books. And what I mean by that is when you're dealing with people's social securities, their bank account information, all sensitive information, it goes through that app, that system. That's why we pay for the security to be able to conduct our business. That's also how you study to get your licenses, your life insurance license, your Series 6, Series 63, your Series 26 is all through that app. Without that app, you can't conduct a business. You won't be able to run this business at all. So have the full service, only $25. And that's reoccurring. That's the only reoccurring fee. And so you're telling me upfront $124 today to start a business that would pay you over 6 figures if you follow the Andy Young's plan. So my question to you is, which side do you want to be on? You want to be on the red side or the blue side? 97% of Americans are on the red side, working for the 3% that are on the blue side. So you choose.